Boom! What's up, y'all? Hopefully you and your friends and family are having a healthy... Wow, that was a horrible intro. Hopefully you, right there, your friends and family are happy and healthy today. Today is, I used to call it Marketing Monday. Today we'll call it Motivational Monday. The struggle is real. The struggle is real being homeless. I'm going to go over this as slow as possible, and I'm going to try to make this video quick because, as always, my phone is probably going to overheat and shut off until I get an optimal setup. But here's the skinny on my Rad van. I purchased my van for $2,500 cash March 6th of this year from a private owner. He took the plates off. I have 4 days later, the Rona happened, everything closed down. So I had that 4-day window to go get registration, but I didn't have the money. So I have been trying to get registration for close to 2 months now. And if you purchase a vehicle in Florida off a private owner, cash, and you get the title, and you need registration, that's new registration. Now, if you go buy it at a dealership, you get the registration and tags included. But since the Rona happened, you cannot walk into a DMV and get registration. You can, in Clearwater, they were doing appointments by phone, but only appointments by phone that were made prior to the Rona. You can now make appointments to go in, but not for new registration. So everywhere I go, people are up in my booty hole. Hey man, you need to get registration. The homeless shelter, hey man, you need to get registration. And I tell every single person the exact same story. And they come back with something that they heard from their aunt, uncle, or the TV or the radio. It's new registration. It is impossible to go physically into a DMV and get registration in Florida for a vehicle that you purchased off a private owner. So no matter where I go, like when I ninja flip around, when I drive to Sarasota, I'm super skeptical. Michael and I were at Home Depot, and some cops rolled up on us and said, hey, you don't have a registration. They're like, well, you're good to go. But, you know, this was like a week into the Rona. They're like, well, you need to get registration. They let us go. But now, like, at the homeless shelter, they're always on my booty hole. So, like, you need to get registration. So they gave me this. So I have this. So I have to put this in the homeless shelter. Now, like, if I go to a friend's house in the complex apartment, these guys are putting, like, ninja stickers, these big orange stickers. I wish I wouldn't have thrown away. These giant orange stickers that leave like a residue on your windshield. And because of their bylaws or their apartment rules and regs, you have to have registration, even if it's not required by law during a pandemic, because I cannot get it. Now, over the last 2 months, even if I could get it, there's been times where I didn't have enough money to get it. Now I have enough money for my lifetime VA pension. I today got insurance because I'm trying to get registration. So I went to USAA, which I've been a member for like 25 years. It seems like it's been 40 years because I was indoctored or piggy banked or whatever by my first wife's father, who was a petty warrant officer. So I got a policy today by USAA for my van for 6 months for $87.11. I printed it out. I have it in my pocket. So now I have proof of insurance. I have the original title, I have a copy of a title, I have my social security card, I have my birth certificate, and I have a military ID. Well, now the DMV requires you to have a utility bill at your residence. Well, if you're homeless, how are you going to have a utility bill? Number one, you really don't have money. Number two, you don't have a house to have a utility. So these are things that homeless people deal with. That's one little thing that you deal with. Even if I use the address at the homeless shelter, I still don't pay utilities. So do you see the struggles of how the system is built to keep the homeless and the poverty and the people down? Like, they have all these little things that, like, you know, will frustrate somebody. So then you're gonna go to the liquor store, then you're gonna drink, you know, then you're gonna get online and start gambling, then you're gonna masturbate, then you're gonna treat somebody like shit, then you're gonna have, you know, road rage. All these little systems, all these little rules are to keep the people down. So now I'm homeless, been homeless, you know what I'm saying? I don't have a utility bill, so I am going to go to the DMV in Sarasota and tell them, like, you all are missing what's going on, or maybe they're not missing, maybe this is intentional, and maybe they really are just trying to keep us down. and then every time I'm on the phone, it's like they're just doing their job, try to talk to the general manager. It's like, it is so hard to get registration, and my van is already stealthed out, so it already brings a lot of attention. So it's brought on anxiety, it's brought out fear. I walk out and there's big orange stickers. People are always asking me, hey, where's your registration when I drive around? I've been trying for 2 months to get registration. Now that I have insurance for 6 months, I have everything, but I don't have a utility bill because I'm homeless. How do you expect a homeless human being to make better of him or herself, to save money, right? To get a bike, to get a phone, to purchase a vehicle for cash so they don't get leased with like a crazy 26%, 17%, 72-month, caca BS loan. So then, big corporate can steal from you and steal from you and steal from you, let alone a lot of the homeless bank at these check cash places that just rip you off. The system is corrupt. It's crazy. So I'm going to the DMV in Sarasota. I'm going to say what I just said, maybe in a more calm, collective, ninja, Tommy C way, and see what happens. If they don't let me do it, then I'm going to go down the highway where all of these big dealerships are and be like, yo, because dealerships are authorized registration people. They pay, but then they charge you 30% extra. So how do you expect anybody in general that's not gifted with a silver spoon, that maybe has, that maybe comes down through an emergency or has had some tough times, to make it in society, and especially when you're homeless or you don't have white privilege? It's crazy when you try to do everything that you can do and try to follow the rules, the legalese, all of these games that are played to keep the people down, and you still can't like get up. You still can't, get what it is that you need. So I'm going to go to these dealerships and be like, all right, you're going to overcharge me. How much money do I have to show you so you could give me a little sticker about these little razor things, and I can pay you, and then I can put it on the back of my van. Now, let alone pretty much everywhere you go in Florida, there's toll roads. You got to pay $1.50 here, $2 here, 95 cents here, $3.50 an hour for parking. It's like, yo, let's talk about, freedom, personal sovereignty. You let alone sneeze, you let alone shit your pants, you let alone fart, you got to pay money. What's up with all this money? And the people don't even have control of their money because it's all in the banks. And it's all ones and zeros. It's all the stock market. So let's get everything on the Bitcoin and the blockchain. Not on everything on the Bitcoin. Let's get everything on the blockchain. The blockchain is a technology. It's a digital ledger. It's a digital ledger. It could disrupt the courts. It could disrupt real estate. It could disrupt governments and all of this management stuff. There's no reason to keep a human being down when they're trying to follow the rules. And I really, really think it's because they don't want the 99%, to do good. So that they don't get corrupted. When you don't have a legit bank, when you don't have a vehicle, when you don't have a cell phone, when you don't have access to the internet, when you don't have these things, the majority of people have, it's limited access to information. And right now, information is worth more than gold. And so they want to restrict you. It's all about, you're going to follow our rules, you're going to pay us this percentage, or you're not going to get information. So, it's crazy. It's crazy. And I have a very high skill set. There's a lot of homeless humans that aren't tech savvy. They don't have access to information. They don't know about social media. They don't know about, just the little bit of stuff that I know. And I'm a moron. I'm a big dummy. But I know a little bit more than a lot of other homeless humans. So I'm thankful for HEP. And if you want to help homeless people get up on their feet, get a meal, get their tummy full, get some hygiene, get a bus pass, HEP is the place, because HEP has gifted me this backpack. HEP basically, gifted me everything I'm wearing because they sent me to Bay Pines to the VA and they got me through the system and got me my counseling. But even when you have help from the most beautiful homeless program that I know of on planet Earth, it's still almost impossible. What if I get a flat tire? What if an emergency happens? What if there's so many what ifs when you're homeless that it can take you back a billion steps. And they know that. That's why they have these for-profit prisons, these for-profits. They get you for a little misdemeanor. Then they have you in the court system. Then they're going to fine you. Then they're going to, it's crazy the control that is going on. And I am not having it. I am going to have my personal sovereignty. I promise, no matter what it takes, I'm going to learn how to gain my personal sovereignty, and how I learn and how I achieve it. I'm going to gift it all to you. The generation X, Y, Z, Gen Z, millennials, our children, they're not standing for any of this. I'm telling you, that makes no sense. So all these old regimes that don't understand, oh, well, it used to be this way. Well, it didn't work for equality. It didn't work for all the humans, no matter the color of your skin. It doesn't work for everyone. It only helps the few, and the few are fearful, so they create all of these little bills, all of these little laws to keep the people down. I'm not having it. If you have $1, $2, $3, donate to HEP so it can help the homeless. And if you have any help, if you have any tips for me, because I'm gonna go get my registration today. I don't care how I'm going to do it. I'll pay $1,000 just to go through this experience. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I will pay to go through this painful experience so I can voice and maybe this doesn't happen to other people. It's crazy what's going on. That's it. I got a cool little USB thing with my phone on there. We're going to the beach today. I'm gonna go live today and do a juice or a smoothie recipe, because that makes me happy. And I got 2 cases of bananas, and you all haven't seen me in the kitchen for like a year, and it will be a totally different vibe. But I have to bring it. I have to show you all who I am, what I'm going through, good or bad. That's how I learn. I believe that's how other people learn. It's Motivational Monday. I'm trying to keep it positive. There's a lot going on, y'all. There's a lot going on. And I think that's it. When I talk about important matters, it's difficult for me to verbalize it. It's really hard for me to verbalize it, especially when I get emotional. It's a different type of vibe for me. Like normally I can be calm and cool. Normally I can be really excited. But when things are happening to you, what I'm not doing is I'm not losing my cool. I'm not losing my cool, and I'm not doing ninja flipping or those unhealthy habits. I'm not going to get, a bottle of vodka. I'm not smoking cigarettes. I'm not doing drugs. Instead, I'm voicing it here and I'm trying to work it through so I could be a part of the positivity. I could be the part to solve these problems. There's a lot of problems going on, and everybody's trying to get their peace. Everybody's trying to get their peace so they can be safe, so they can have a better life. And everyone is equal. Everyone deserves the same. No one is better than anyone. If you think you're better than somebody, you're not. I'm not better than anyone. And that's what the youth think. Whatever the history is, 400 years, 300 years, 200 years, 100 years, 1 year ago, the youth do not believe the history. And so a lot of people are like, we need to teach them the old history. That's why it's called history. Everything's being disrupted. Everything should be fair. And when people are like, well, if things aren't fair, life is hard, that's an old way of thinking. We need to do our best to help each other, to help our brothers and sisters, no matter what their sexual orientation is, no matter what the skin of their color is, no matter what their ideology is or even religion. Things should be fair. That's enough of me complaining. Pretty pleased with the cherry on top. We've raised over $1,000, 35 donations. I am going to be doing this every single day, no matter what's on my brain, no matter what's in my heart, no matter what's going on with me. I'm going to keep showing up because I believe $25,000 to the HEP can help a lot of people. They can get them a bus pass, they can get them a meal, they can give them a place to live. They give out phones, they can find you a job. It's so powerful. And if you all think you have problems, try to be homeless. Try to be 50 years old, 60 years old and be homeless. Try to be homeless and have a medical condition. Try to be homeless and not have any family or friends. Try to be homeless and not have access to internet. Try to be homeless and not have access to transportation. Try to be homeless and not have a bank. Try to be homeless and not have any money. That's reality. It is an epidemic and it needs to stop. So pretty pleased with the cherry on top. If you have a penny, please donate. I love you all very much. I am going to go in the kitchen after I go get my registration today, and I'm going to make a delicious smoothie, and I'm not going to talk about any of this. I want to play again, but I got to show up. And if you have any tips, what am I doing wrong about the registration? Keep in mind, I purchased a vehicle from a private owner. He took his tags off. You cannot go into the DMV and get registration for a new vehicle. So what do you do? What do you do? You can't do anything. You can't go anywhere. What's the deal? Now I have insurance because I wasn't going to get insurance until I knew I'd get registration. I've made it a goal of mine to go get registration, and I will do it today. If you could send me some tips, let me know what I'm doing wrong. Do you have a 800 number? Do you have a hookup of a ninja that works at the DMV? What is it? I have the paper money that everybody wants. I have it. I'm following all the legalese and all the rules. Help me, because I'm getting registration today, y'all. I'll be able to play. I'll be able to be free if I can just go play. Why are people so concerned about my van? You know what I'm saying? Okay, y'all. I love you very much. Keep it raw. Stay rad. What?